What's good, everybody? Episode 4 of Rival Sports Talk. Dom, James, and Paul here.
Here we go.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give us a comment, please. We need that for the algorithm. You know how it works. Today, we're going to be talking about some basketball. And I'm just going to get right into it. We're going to talk about the Sixers. Sorry, James. Yeah. How do you feel about Embiid and Jokic's game? Because I know you're going to talk
Embiid's
about
better.
it. Okay.
Embiid's just better. That's all I got to say. I mean, he didn't put up 19 rebounds, but he scored more points. I think he almost the same. I think they shot almost the same percentage. I was going to say he shot way more efficient because, Jokic has been struggling. He's honestly like a fucking bum. Sorry for cussing. He put up 10 assists and a win at home. So, I mean, I just think Embiid's having a better year. Obviously, we know Jokic does have the ring, so he beats him in that debate. It was a great game all
No.
around.
Don't do that. Like, what?
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I know you're a little biased against these Philly fans and Embiid lovers, so you go for Jokic. So you kind of bandwagon. We've been with the process when he was nothing. And what have you been with Jokic? You don't even know what countries he's from. So we saw Maxey put up a 25, 5, and 9 game. Great game from Maxey. Um, Michael Porter Jr. with a career high 0 assists in that game. Just typical game. It was a hard fought one, but we ended up getting the victory in the end.
Oh, 0 assists. Of course he had 0 assists. Jamal Murray had 10 of them. That's why. He stole all of MPJ's assists. Anyway, yeah. Saying Embiid is better is blasphemy. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. May I ask you why he's better? Like in a total.
I think he's a better scorer. I think Jokic does have him in the rebounding department.
Everything
But
else
yeah, but we're seeing Embiid become a playmaker now.
with the turnovers.
Everyone gets turnovers. I think
He's not
Jokic had 4 turnovers in that game, and he only had 9 assists.
How many MVPs did Jokic
Oh wait,
have?
actually, he had 9 assists. Who am I saying? He's a bum. He had 3.
How many MVPs does Jokic have?
2.
How many does Embiid have?
How many will he have? He's gonna have 2 at the end of the season.
How many does he have
So
currently?
he has 1.
Okay. Yo, how many finals appearances does he have?
He has 0.
How many does Jokic have?
Is basketball a team game?
May I ask you a
Is
question
it a
that
team
you're
game?
gonna answer?
Is it a team game?
Right. It's a team game. That's why
Yeah.
he's a better. He's a better playmaker, so he's a better player. Bro. Team game. Like, who cares about that, bro? Jokic is a better
They've
player
been set up to
overall.
win. They've been set up to win. They actually care. We had Doc Rivers. We had
You
Doc
also had
Rivers. We
Ben
had Strip
Simmons.
Club Harden. We had Strip Club
You had
Harden.
Jimmy
We had
Butler,
Strip
Ben
Club
Simmons,
Harden.
and Joel Embiid at the same time, bro.
Ben Simmons. Are we really talking about
He
Ben
was a
Simmons
good
here?
Sixer. He
He
was a
was a
good
good
Sixer.
Sixers until what?
Right.
Until he wanted to pass it out.
Not the year
We
against
know
Kawhi.
why.
Not the year
We
against
know
Kawhi. He
why.
was a great Sixer. The year against Kawhi, was he not?
He was a great Sixer.
Okay,
We
so
got
what are you
unlucky.
talking about? No, you just
What?
suck. You're
What?
not going to win a ring with someone like Joel Embiid on your team. He's not hard to stop. Look at him in the playoffs. He's so
How is he not
inefficient.
hard to
Why?
stop?
Listen to me. He's so
He's been
not
battling
efficient.
injuries. He's been battling injuries in the playoffs.
Let me talk. Let me tell you why.
Has
What does he
Jokic
do
ever
in the
been
playoffs?
injured in the playoffs? Has
He's
Jokic
not
been injured in the playoffs?
fragile. He's not
Fragile.
fragile. Like, sorry,
You're
you
blaming a
have
man's body? You're blaming a man's
like
body. You're
Brandon Roy
blaming a
would be a
man's
much better
body.
player, but he was fragile. Bruce, like that's not my fault.
You're not
Blaming me over here.
Jokic, bro. You're not out on the court.
I'm not Jokic,
Yeah, so stop acting like you are.
but he's a better player than Embiid. Where are you going with this?
I like Embiid. Embiid's better.
In what?
Embiid would still win a championship on that Denver team.
No, he wouldn't. You're not
Yes, he
winning a
would have.
championship with Embiid. Yeah, so going 4 for 18 in the playoff game is really good.
He had a better
Again,
supporting
he's not.
cast.
They're not going to give him every foul he wants in the playoffs.
Strip
They
Club
don't do that.
Harden was not showing
He's
up.
a free throw merchant, bro. That's all he's
I
good
don't know.
for. Free throws.
I guess we're on to say. We're on to say the end of the
18 for
career.
18 from the free throw line for a
Yeah,
reason, bro. He's a good free throw shooter.
If Jokic ends with only 1 ring and Embiid ends with 1 ring, Embiid will be better. And
He will
simple as that.
never get a ring as the number one.
He's always going to be the number 1 unless he goes and acts like freaking Celtic Shaq. and gets a
He's
ring.
never gonna get a ring.
No, that's not how it works. He's
As
not
a one,
Celtic
he's
Shaq.
never getting a ring.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
So Dom,
And that
Dom,
I'm not.
I,
I'm
MVP,
not. I'm not. I'm not saying he won't be a Sixer forever. He can
I
go
hope
somewhere
not.
else.
I
No,
hope not.
I hope so. I really like him on the Sixers, but
What's up, Paul?
yeah. So after our last episode, at the end of the last episode, you did make those crazy comments about Embiid. I just kind of want to understand a little bit more where those are coming from. You know,
Sixers fans.
I mean, yeah, but are you anti Embiid just because you live in Philly and you just hear all the promotion all the time, or is there actually something wrong with his game?
if Embiid was in
Okay,
LA, he would like Embiid. He would say Embiid's one of the best centers in the
so
league.
name one free throw merchant that I like. Don't say Shea. He has an
Shea
actual bag. He has an actual bag.
still gets a lot of free throws.
He has an actual bag, though.
Joel
So
Embiid
hold
actually has
on,
a bag
hold
for
on.
a
So
I don't
center.
think
so,
Paul
so
is
look,
him.
check this out. I'm going to throw a stat at you here, Dom. Okay. Do you know Embiid right now is leading the NBA in points per game, correct?
Yes, I know that.
Okay. Do you know the last big man to lead the NBA in points per game by the end of the
Shaq.
season? Who was it?
Embiid.
Embiid. Do you know the one
Embiid.
before that?
Shaq.
Shaq.
Embiid. This year and the previous 2 years, it was Embiid. The
Yeah,
one before that
I
was
didn't know that
Shaquille
was a
O'Neal.
thing.
All the way
I
down.
know.
Let's see.
I
I
know.
just want to double check. I don't want to be wrong here. Oh, the 99-2000 season. So it's been 20 plus years since the NBA's seen a 5 spot lead the league in points per game. And I don't think that's something you can discount just because he shoots whatever it is, 12, 13 free throws a game.
So we're gonna bring history into this now. Okay, bet. So you should have done that, Mr. Advanced Stats guy over here. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, but I'm
So
like 62 years
PER-wise,
old, so be careful what history you bring up. I'm well
Nikola
versed.
Jokic has the highest PER of all time in a single season. You know who he passed? Wilt Chamberlain. You know what other records he breaks? Triple double records. Most consecutive games of this, and that.
Okay,
Like,
hold on,
bro,
hold on.
we do this all the time.
I gotta
Russell
interrupt you
Westbrook has that record.
because I'm
buddy.
talking about Embiid and you're talking about Joker, right? So like Embiid can be great without being better than Joker, because nobody asked me. I still think Jokic is the better overall player, but to sit here and
100%.
ignore Embiid and act like he's just not good flat out it's like
Okay,
blasphemous,
you know what?
dude. You
That's
sound
Right.
crazy.
blasphemy.
He's
That's
a
blasphemy.
really good regular season player, just like Tracy McGrady. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm really
I
sorry.
want to hurt a lot
But
of
it's the
hearts.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the
It's
truth.
okay. He deals with injuries. He deals with
It's the
injuries.
truth. I don't care what he deals with.
That
Shooting
that's
4 for 16 is inexcusable, dude. There's nothing. Tobias
wasn't
Harris
he
being
dealing
your
with a
leading scorer. Oh my God.
that is embarrassing.
Oh wait,
Why is
against your
Tobias
Eagles,
Harris on this
wait.
team?
Against your Eagles last season, wasn't Mr.
No,
Patrick Mahomes
wait,
dealing with an injury?
wait.
What
You don't even
happened
have
there?
you don't even
No,
claim a
no,
fan base. You can't
no,
come at a
no,
fan base if you
no,
can't even claim
no.
one. If you can't claim a
Tell
fan
me
base, don't
what
come at
happened
one.
last year with
No, no,
Patrick
no, 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 no,
Mahomes.
no, 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 no.
Because Patrick
You
isn't
can't come at me.
healthy.
You can't.
Yes,
No,
I
you can't do
can.
that. No, you can't. You can't come at a fan base if you don't claim one.
I just did. That doesn't
Simple
make
as that.
sense.
You don't
So
claim a
wait,
fan
you just
base.
did what fan base are you claiming, Dom?
No,
Make the
I don't
announcement
claim
now.
anyone.
Where's your fanhood
Exactly.
at?
I'm a fan of players.
You're a free agent fan, bro. Also
Yes.
known as a bandwagon fan.
Bandwagon
So
fan.
your
What
takes.
do you mean?
See, look, I can go at Paul here. Here we go. Sheriff Jordan Love entered the building and he left a victorious man.
Claim the Thunder. There you go. I'll claim the Thunder.
No, we're talking about the football here since you wanted to bring up
Oh,
football.
football? I claimed the Texans, but beginning of the
No,
season.
look, that's bandwagon. No, you didn't.
Beginning of the season, yes, I
No, you
did.
did not.
I liked CJ Stroud and his story.
What's his story?
But if you like a team story better
mean,
next
that's
year, are you going to
just-
switch teams or what? Or are you a Houston
Yeah, he
bandwagon
will.
guy?
He does
No,
that all the
I
time.
don't actually have fans. I'm not fans of any teams. I just like players. Again, I don't.
All right,
have a
well, let's
fan.
get back to the
Dude,
NBA
that's such a
here
cop
because
out.
you're doing a lot of chatting
It's such a cop out to not have a team. You know that, right?
I don't care.
and then hate on other people's fan bases.
You think
If you can't even
commentators
claim one.
have favorites? Like, bro,
Oh,
they gotta
absolutely.
be unbiased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask Troy Aikman who his favorite team is.
I
Yeah,
wonder
who's
who it
Tony
is.
Romo's? Who's
Right.
Tony Romo's?
Come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
Who's Greg
America's
Olson's?
team, right? No, the Cowboys and the Sixers have a lot in common. Great regular season
What do
teams.
we have in common?
Oh, now
Can't do
you're
anything
using my
playoffs.
take. Now you're using my take.
Can't do anything in the playoffs.
Can't use my
man.
take.
All right.
Can't do anything in the playoffs.
This dude's a fan.
Okay, so let me
I'm-
ask you a
I'm
question.
gonna
If
be
we're
He
gonna
is a
sit here
fan.
and we're still on the Sixers Nuggets game, okay? The Sixers won. Embiid dropped 41, 10, and 7. Right, good stat line. Flirted with a triple double with 41 points. Joker didn't have a
25,
bad
19,
game,
and
but he didn't
3.
really have a Joker game right? So when we're
Yeah.
talking about MVP and like what this means for the regular season and awards and things like that, does this put Embiid over Joker as it stands right now in the middle of the season for the MVP race? Because they are 1
Well,
and
they
2,
will play
right?
again. Yeah, they will play again though.
Right.
You play non-conference teams twice. So I mean, if Embiid goes in there and wins it again, because I think you have to play one home, one away. If he goes to Denver, I mean, it's not like football, but if you go into Denver, you beat the MVP, front runner or second runner. I think that shows that you are the MVP of the regular season.
Yeah.
And that's just plain and simple.
Like last year's fraudulent one. Anyway, continue.
Can't really say it's fraudulent. Then you got
It
to say
was.
all of them are fraudulent.
Okay,
LeBron
so
should have at least 8 MVPs
tell
then.
you why. Let me tell you why. So Jokic was leading
We're gonna
it.
say
He had
voters
50
fatigue.
No. Kendrick Perkins came out and goes, "Hey, voters are racist, yada yada." So then all of a sudden, Embiid was number 1. Then he won it. Wow, how funny! Right after he said they were racist. Right after he was one.
When was the last
That's
time a
crazy.
white guy won MVP before him? Steve Nash.
Steve
Nash, I
Nash.
think. Yeah.
Okay,
He
so
called him racist. End of the day, that doesn't matter.
no, even JJ
He
Redick
called
totally
them
disvalidated that point. Kendrick
racist.
Perkins, who even is that?
An NBA player, more
He's
value
the
than you.
greatest six man
Okay.
on a team that couldn't win a finals.
Okay, so let me paint a
He
picture here,
started
right?
and was a six man.
Let's say Joker comes in and he wins the next matchup, right? So they're 1 and 1. Everybody keeps the same stats. They're essentially still 1 and 2, or you could call it like 1A, 1B at the end of the season, right? What could one person do? Which one of them could do to like differentiate themselves from the other one by the end of the season?
I would probably say regular season standings.
I think that's where I was going to go to. As it stands now, both of them are the 3rd seed in each conference.
Yeah, I saw that. So I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to like even judge an MVP because the most valuable player of the league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I think Shea should be it. Honestly, he's taking a big jump, but he's just not there, I guess, yet.
Where did
MVP.
that even come from?
Because like if you're
No,
thinking
it's a
about
fine
it,
take. I love that. But you
it-
skip over Luca? I
well,
mean,
Luka's great, and his first half stats are great. His whole game stats are great, but like the impact. MVP means impact. You're an impactful player.
Outside of
The Thunder
Kyrie,
are
that
number
team doesn't
2.
have anybody. We don't have anybody else to impact us. And Kyrie has missed a large
sorry,
amount of
James. I just
games.
set you up for this.
They went from a lottery team to now the number 2, and all they did was get Chet and Case and Wallace,
All
and
they
they
did
had
was
some
get
dudes
Chet.
develop.
Chet is number 2 in DPOY rankings right now. You're acting like Chet is just like some throw-in or something.
That's
Like
just
he's a
mid-season.
super
That's just
impactful
mid.
player.
Yeah, he's good on defense. But I mean, Shea is still out there like winning games, and he was doing that last season for them too. He had no center help like Luka, and that's why Luka won't win MVP. Here we go. Same
Okay.
thing.
Here.
Same thing. They both have a good 1 and 2. Last year was Shea and Giddey. J-Dub started to progress at the end of the season, and they don't have a center. Shea
Bro,
didn't win
look,
MVP.
but
He
you're
was
talking about
second.
Chet. I can't ignore the comment about Chet, right? Because not only is he second in DPOY voting right now, talking about a guy that's averaging 17 and a half, 7 boards and 2.5 blocks. Like that's a
Yeah,
large
no, he's a great.
contribution that just all of a sudden just gets handed to you, right? So it's like, yes, Shea has been awesome. He should be top 5 in voting right now, but we can't just jump over guys like Luka because nobody handed Luka an extra 17 and a half points per game on the court at all times and a defensive, anchor. Like we're still missing that in Dallas.
What I'm saying is they went from a lottery team to now 2 because of that. Do you think that that's not just Chet?
I think that
That's also not
I
just
think the way
Jordan.
you're arguing right now, it sounds like Chet Holmgren should be MVP.
No.
Which is
That
I'm not
is
actually
true.
backing that. That's ridiculous. But what I am saying is because of his impact, they go from a lottery team to 2 because he's the only one on that team that wasn't there last year. So like
Yeah.
you can make that same argument.
But then another thing is they're also young. So J-Dub, great player.
Mhm.
He just improved. Like they're just improving. Lou Dort, Lou Dort's Lou Dort. Josh Giddey, he's cool too. But
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I
um,
guess the only
yeah.
reason I wouldn't Shea was because they did go from a lottery pick and they are developing. They're still a young team. But I mean, it would be nice to see a different MVP and for him to get. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of like. He's definitely a good player. Everyone knows he's a good player. But like, do people really look at him like an MVP caliber type player? I don't. I personally, I don't think people do. And I think he should have some recognition along those lines that he is that good.
Yeah. So here's a question for you. So we talked about Joker and Embiid being like 1A, 1B sort of MVP race at the moment. What would it take?
Mm-hmm.
What would it take for guys like Luka or Shea or Giannis or any of these other MVP candidates to jump Joker or Embiid and end up
Looks like
being the
they gotta
favorite by
break
the end of the year?
records. Looks like they gotta break records because that's what both of them are doing.
Yeah, and their centers doing this. Like you see, you see Jokic being a center putting up triple doubles, and you're
Right.
seeing a center in Embiid leading the league in scoring. Like that, it in the game that everyone's known for a while, it hasn't been like that.
Right. So are we going to have to get things like, obviously the other candidates are going to have to put up crazy numbers, and they are actually putting up crazy numbers. Luka's got his 30 plus, Shay's, pushed 30
Yeah.
plus, and they're flirting with triple doubles all the time, right? These high usage rate guys. Are we going to have like certain moments that stand out, whether it's like big time shots at the end of games or, going and getting a 60 piece here and there or something like that? Like, is that what it's going to
And
take,
that's
or is it going to
crazy.
take an Embiid
60
injury
piece here
or a
and there is
tank or
crazy.
something?
I don't want to say injury because I would never wish injury for somebody else to win an award. I would say that they either have to be like the number one seed, or they have to go beat Jokic in averages for triple double. Like Luka, I would say has to average a triple double to win the MVP or be number one, and Shea's got to go be the leading scorer and be like number one in the league because it's hard to discredit what the centers are doing.
Yeah.
We can't forget about the Jason Tatums as well. I mean, can't talk about these names and not bring up
I've
Jason
forgotten
Tatum.
about him.
That's
And
crazy.
I don't
Jason
feel
Tatum's
bad.
like a walking 24 points.
He's good. He's solid. But
Walking 20.
I mean, he's not
He's
messing with
not
these other
MVP.
guys.
Yeah, I don't see them being a number 20
Who
MVP.
did the Sixers lose to in the playoffs last year?
I mean, we all know the answer. I get what you're saying, right?
The walking 24 points, right?
Well, they didn't just
Yeah.
lose to Tatum. You act like he didn't have that's a fantastic team last year. It's still an awesome team this year. So like
They
I
are
get
the
it.
number one seed. They are the number one seed.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Just letting you know, they are the
That's why
number
didn't
one
have the
seed.
same people last year. That's incredible. You could even say that.
So
Then
they
have
got even
Kristaps or
better.
Drew. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
got
got
better.
even better.
Right,
Okay,
but
but
Yeah.
you
So
said
what are you
they're
arguing here? You're
they're
arguing
one
Tatum
seed.
for
They're
MVP.
the one seed this year.
You
Like, yeah, I
you
get
want
that.
you want
You're thinking
you're
about
trying to
this
argue
year.
MVP Tatum. You're trying to argue MVP Tatum, and you
No,
just
I'm
said they
saying
added Drew Holiday and
we can't forget his
Porzingis.
name. We can't
No,
forget his name.
we can forget his name. We
We
already put
can't.
enough names out there.
in the MVP race, yeah, I can forget Tatum's name. When it comes down to the playoffs, yeah, I'm definitely gonna tune in. I'm gonna key in on him because he's a big contributor or whatever. But that team is just way better than any other team in the East right now, outside of maybe Milwaukee. That's my personal opinion.
I wouldn't even say Milwaukee.
I think it's a toss up. Boston. I think Boston has the edge, but I think there's close second in Milwaukee. I do want to remind Dom that there are large stretches of games, there are even playoff performances where Tatum's like not the best player on his team. With Brown and then with Porzingis coming over and him having his occasional like blow up games, Tatum is sometimes not the best guy on the team in any given night.
So is Embiid.
Embiid's got
Literally.
Maxey, but there's a reason why he's
But he's
still
not.
the front runner and the points per game leader in the NBA season because he's still averaging crazy numbers. Like it just because Maxey has a
So you said the
25, 30
playoffs.
point per
You
game
just said
doesn't
leading
mean that
scorer in
Embiid's
playoffs.
impact was lessened.
You just said playoffs and leading the team in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You're here arguing MVP Tatum, and we got to think about his name in the conversation. Like
No,
Paul
I'm just
said,
thinking about
I'm
it,
forgetting
thinking about
guy.
it.
I'm forgetting guy in
Like
MVP.
I do have Embiid leading the regular season award right now. I do. But after that,
All awards in all sports are regular season.
I'm just
You
saying
know,
after that.
you don't have to bold that.
All right, well,
Everyone knows the
when we're
context.
talking about conference finals MVPs, I'm thinking
Okay.
Jokic, and then finals MVPs, I'm thinking Jokic.
All right. If there's a playoff MVP award, I'd pick Jimmy Butler for it every year.
So right now, you're talking about in the award race basketballreference.com has them as Tatum at 7, right? We've got
I know they
Embiid,
have
Joker,
Embiid
Shea,
1.
Giannis,
No,
Luka,
Jokic is 1.
and
No,
then
Embiid is.
Embiid is 1, and then
On
Tyrese at 6.
FanDuel, the favorite,
Oh, I don't
the
do one.
sportsbook favorite is Jokic and Embiid, then Luka, then Shea, or Shea, then Luka. I don't know what what does Basketball Reference have for 3 and below.
So 1 and 2 are obvious. 3 is Shea, 4 is Giannis, 5 is Luka, 6 is Tyrese Halliburton, 7 is Jason Tatum.
Tyrese Halliburton, love that.
Dude, Tyrese Halliburton's great, but like it's also a different game where he would never win MVP.
He's the best Tyrese in the league too.
You're just trying to get something out of me. You're trying to get a reaction out of me. It's not going to work here.
Am I wrong?
I agree. Halliburton is better.
you.
No one's not
Thank
saying
you.
that.
Hey, that's all I needed to hear.
Here we go. A non-fan of a team is out here claiming takes about a player of a team. You gotta
I
stop
like
doing
Anthony
that.
Edwards and his Minnesota Timberwolves, #1 seed. No, you want to know why they're the #1 seed? Their defense is immaculate. Knows on their defense? Rudy Gobert, my depoy. Are we gonna argue that or no? There's no way.
I got Anthony Davis. Every season
Can we drag him out of this, please?
No, I'm gonna explain why. Every season, halfway through the year, you look at the favorite for depoy. It's always Rudy Gobert. By the end of the season, Rudy Gobert doesn't win it.
We're doing mid-season awards, not what we think of the future awards, because then I wouldn't have ever picked Embiid for anything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's mid-season awards. I still don't have them. I still don't have them.
You do not have Rudy Gobert.
No.
Leading the #1 defense, #1 seed. All right, bro.
I really have Chet.
I mean, I think the obvious answer is Rudy Gobert. I mean, he's won several DPOYs before, and this year's even better opportunity for him, given that he's the leader on the #1 ranked defense in the league at the moment. He's not had this level of defensive contribution around him at any point in his career. So I just think he's a strong argument.
He just has better defensive players on his team. It's making him look better.
I mean, yeah, that's what good defensive players do. They help you look good on defense as well. But he's always
making him look better,
right? But like for reference, he's won that award several times without the level of defense around him. Like,
know how lockdown he was back then? He literally shut down an NBA season. That's how good he was. That man is something else. He should have won depoy that year.
I know. Really should have. That's funny. That's crazy.
So
so crazy.
So we're booking you for Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Who do we got for most improved? Tyrese Maxey, because I dick sucked the Sixers. Like,
sorry for cussing. Sorry for cussing.
Who do we have? Improved. Can't wait to hear it.
Maxey.
Who would have thought?
Who's yours? Alperen Sengun. Once again, you're picking. No.
Sengun.
Oh, he's the most improved player on the 11th seed in the league.
What do you mean?
11th seed in this conference.
He can still be the most improved player. He went from not their best player to their best player on their team. Well, I mean, I guess you're right. Tyrese Maxey might be their best player too. Ah, damn, you got me there.
It's wild. We had the departure of James Harden. He's completely taken over our offense.
Yeah, I mean, look who we had mentoring him. Who's Sengun have? Boban Marjanovic. It's not the same, bro.
A mentor has nothing to do with an award.
It has to do with your improvement.
Maxey has still been showing flashes of being great. Maxey has always shown flashes of being great. Right or wrong.
He literally said, oh, James Harden's out of here, but I thank him so much for helping me improve as a player.
Okay.
Mentor.
And Dak also said he wanted bigger things, so he's not going to wear the hat. Did he go and get bigger things? Just because somebody says something doesn't mean they're going to do it.
These strays, bro. We don't need this
doesn't mean
right
anything.
Now.
Yeah, Paul, here, jump in.
I'm just comparing.
So yeah. So I actually love Tyrese Maxey's not my pick, right? But I will say we love Tyrese Maxey in Dallas, even though he came to Dirty Philly.
I don't even want to know who your pick is.
Garland, Texas native Tyrese Maxey. So we still show him love. I'm gonna pick Tyrese Halliburton. I know this is kind of like a stretch here, but let me explain myself. I think right now Tyrese is sitting at number 5 for odds in this awards race. But I don't think that you can look at a guy who's improved by 3 points per game. He's improved by 2.5 assists a game, leads the league in assists per game, and is now an MVP, a top 5 MVP candidate, and is putting Indiana in a place to be a playoff contender, right? Especially now with the addition of Siakam, which we'll get into shortly. I don't think that you can ignore all that, right? So like sometimes we get really, really caught up in the stats, and he has some additional stats that make him a strong candidate this year. But not only that, there's context around the team, and the team is playing way better. He's an MVP candidate. I think Tyrese Halliburton is not getting the love that he deserves for most improved, personally.
I agree. He definitely has potential. But the only part where I'm going to disagree on, and it's nobody's fault, not even his, is this injury that he just came down with. That's definitely going to set up. Injuries set people back, especially that you got to hit a certain amount of games played to win awards.
I don't recall
I don't
setting
know.
What
Paul
is it,
George
60?
back.
Do they have to play 60, I think?
I thought it was like it's 60 to 65 range.
Mhm.
And I think for MVP, it's got to be like 72 or something.
Right, it's the same number.
Oh, I thought it was different for MVP. Oh. So, I mean, I'm not saying that he's not an improved player. I just think this injury will set back the odds.
Yeah.
Oh, the odds. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about him.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm
Ooh.
not saying it's going to set back him. I'm just saying injuries do affect award winning because the people that aren't getting injured are still playing, they're still winning, or they're getting worse. I've never seen somebody's odds going up by getting injured.
For sure.
Maybe DeMar
I agree.
Hamlin.
I don't think that Halliburton's going to win it. I think that Maxi's going to win it. I just want to shed some light on Halliburton as a candidate because I don't hear people talking about him in this award race.
Shingun.
I want to hear more about Sengun.
What do you mean?
I don't watch any Houston Rockets basketball, and I see the
He's a wannabe
statistical
Jokic.
improvement,
He's
but
one-
nothing. But I don't have the eye reference for it.
You saying he's a wannabe Jokic is crazy, given that he doesn't average that near triple double.
tries
I'll
to get there.
say this though. No, he just tries to win games for his team. That's his.
Doesn't do a
goal.
good job of it, so
He's also a third-year player.
okay.
Wait, let me ask you this: how good does Embiid do? Winning you guys games in the playoffs as a
We're talking about a regular season award once
10-year
again. Here we
vet.
go. Here
A
we go.
vet.
Here we
A
go.
vet. A
Here we
vet.
go.
By the
We're
way,
still talking about regular season
thank you
awards.
for your time.
We're talking about regular season
Thank you
awards.
for that
Regular
shit really
season.
fast.
Regular season.
All
No,
right,
you're just
Sengun
wrong.
averages
So
21 and a half.
Sengun has definitely had some statistical jumps for sure. Just lost my stats. Here we go. Yeah, he's jumped up about 7 points. He's averaging the same amount of rebounds and an assist more, right? So like 7 points is a huge jump, but there's not much in terms of other statistical categories that he's jumped in. Like I said, I haven't watched him play, but in terms of stats, as far as your Joker comparison goes, you already know what I'm going to say. There's another baby Joker that's better than Sengun, bro, that deserves a title way more than him. And the obvious choice is Sabonis there for the Joker
The
Jr.
28-year-old. The 28-year-old.
Bro, it
What?
doesn't matter.
That's
He
like
plays like Joker.
That's like father. That's like father.
He's a Walmart Joker, which makes this guy, I don't know, your corner store Joker. Like he only averages 5 assists, dude.
Yeah, the 21-year-old. Yeah.
What does that have to do with
Oh,
Joker
horrible take,
comparisons?
horrible
You
take.
can't compare players
Horrible
if they're
take.
not old or they're too old or what?
Who compares a
In
28-year-old
Dom's
to a
mind.
29-year-old?
You could-
I've never heard somebody compare a 28-year-old to a 29-year-old.
They're playing in the same league in an even playing field.
Brandon
Why wouldn't you
Ingram
make the
would
comparison?
get compared. Brendan Ingram would get compared to Kevin Durant back when he was, in his
So
first
look,
3
I will
seasons.
put it to you
After
like
that,
this.
they say he
It-
graduated that.
If you and me stepped on the basketball court, unfortunately, you would be compared to me, and that would be shambles for you, bro. But that's the level playing field, right? So when you put Sabonis and Sengun on the same court, they're going to get compared. It doesn't matter what their
You're
age
also
is.
13 years older than me.
And I have bad knees, and I would absolutely
Almost
destroy
14.
you.
Almost 14.
Anyway,
February 3rd, buddy. Shut up, sucker.
I think we're
Anyway.
getting too lost in the sauce here. Dom keeps bringing up playoffs. Wait, you brought up playoffs when we were talking about Sengun. Has Sengun even smelled the playoffs?
they're in the 11th
He's
seed right now
21.
in Houston.
What does that
21.
mean?
21.
And he's only the best player on his team because Jalen Green's confidence got lost when all those leaks on Twitter of him humping his friends back in high school came out. That's the only
That's
reason
tough.
he became the best player because his confidence got shot. The
That's-
Rockets went out. They signed Fred VanVleet. They signed Dylan Brooks, and they're still the 11th seed. Wow, they jumped 2 seeds probably or 3 seeds.
So
Most
we don't let
improved.
teams improve.
They
with
tried to improve.
They're not
They gave.
done.
Oh, they're not done.
I'm not
What are they
going to
gonna
look at
do?
21.
Right,
I'm not
Another
gonna look at an
lottery
average
pick?
team of
But we
26
have
and think,
agreed
hey,
on all the other awards have team impact, right? And like team standings, that like that's the thing that matters in these award races. He brought up Maxey and they're in the 3rd spot. I brought up Halliburton. I think they're in the 6th spot if I'm not mistaken. And for an
And you're
11th
bringing
spot
up an 11
Sengun,
seeder.
yeah, that's tough. That's a tough sell.
mid-season.
Empty stats, I would say.
Empty.
Yeah.
He's putting up these numbers. He's not winning games, and he's got a good supporting cast around him. And you can't say he doesn't.
Not really. You look at him and think, oh yeah, this team is
Maxey
good.
took it. Maxey's
Okay,
taken a
okay.
6-point jump, a 6-point jump, a 3-assist jump. He averages a full steal now, and he averages half a block more with only 0.3 of turnovers more. So he's getting 3 more assists, and he's barely even averaging another turnover.
All right.
Sengun, no.
Maxey's going to win it. Sengun is going to be second. Is going to be second. Now take away Sengun, they're the 15th seed. He's the reason they're as good as they are.
Wow, you got
They're
better
not
odds
good.
to get the number 1 pick. Good job.
They don't need it when you have somebody of his caliber in his 3rd season.
I'm sure
Only
somebody
going
else. I'm sure somebody else would figure out the job at center for them. It's not like it's doing that much.
Sengun. Okay.
It's not doing that much if they're not winning with him. Go put Boban out there. Go put
Boban.
Go put a car out there. Put a Kia Optima out there.
Bradley Beal sucks.
There's still gonna be Bradley Beal.
He had a bad team. Empty stats. He sucks.
Did
They could have filled that role so easily.
Maybe that's why they traded him.
Did he win awards?
No.
Exactly.
Right. So what are we talking about?
He doesn't even know.
He just said Sengun was bad.
Sengun's not bad. We're just arguing in terms
I'm
of
just saying
whether
he's not an award winner.
Right. I'm just saying he's not the
As of
most
right
improved player
now,
this season.
sure.
He has improved and he deserves to be a candidate. I just don't see him winning it because of certain nuance like his team standings. And only improving in one statistical category is also a thing. He's only improved in
His
PPG.
win share is 4.5, and his VORP value over replacement is 2.3. He's clearly good statistically on the court. Advanced stat wise, that's all.
No one's saying he's
cool
bad
things.
statistically.
Without him, they'd be horrible.
They've been horrible.
They are horrible, but they are horrible. Like with him.
Worse.
Okay. Wow, they might be the Detroit Pistons. Good job. There's not a big difference. It's not like they're losing like the number 1 seed to the number 15 without Sengun.
Right. So like
it's not like if the Sixers were to lose Jokic or Embiid.
They're up on the 12th seed Warriors and the 13th seed Grizzlies. And let's be honest for a second, that's only because of injuries and suspensions for the Warriors and a big injury and suspension for Ja Morant for the Grizzlies. The only teams that they're probably better than in the West are the 14th seed Trailblazers and the 15th seed Spurs. That's it. So
and the Spurs don't even look like they try to win games.
No.
They put Sohan at point guard. They're just testing things out. They want to get somebody for Victor.
At this point, I think they're intentionally playing poorly, right, to get another high seed. Because there's no way you play Sohan at point guard and think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I can't, honestly, though.
They're trying to give Victor a counterpart.
With the amount of credit that we give Pop, I'm actually really disappointed that decision hasn't changed to this point. Like, that decision needs to be criticized way more than it is.
Pop's getting old, man. He probably don't even care as much. He's just waiting to find some young stud, and they're just going to go take over the league.
Yeah.
6 man, who we got?
This is my favorite one. Can I go first?
We already know.
Tim Hardaway, you're not going at all.
Okay, well then you guys can go then.
All right, yeah, James.
No, you got it first.
All right, well, I had Austin, Tim, and Cole. Austin Reeves, Tim Shitaway, and then Cole Anthony. I'm not sure who I want to pick out of that bunch. It's not going to be Tim Hardaway. He's 64. Congrats, Lou Will.
That doesn't mean you can't be the 6th man of
the
year.
Lou Will did it. Like, cool.
You're just trying to be different. You're trying to be different. You want to be different today. You want to be different today. You want to be different. You want to be different. You want to be different. You're not different. You're not different though. You want to.
Did you say
you want to be different, but you're not different.
Did you say Austin Reeves?
Literally,
the man that's like 50th.
Yeah, he's
voting,
like
probably
10th or something. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he's 10th. He's 10th in six-man voting. Like you could
I
have said
got.
like Malik Monk or Bogdanovich. I'd have been like, okay, fair play, right? But not
Can I
number
say a
10,
dark
Austin
horse
Reeves.
for the end of season?
Yeah.
Because I don't really have a mid-season six-man. I would say Tim Hardaway because he's doing great off the bench. But someone who I would want to see at the end of the season, who I feel like has had a good impact, Jaime Jaquez. He's probably all the way down there, but he is great for them off the bench.
Yeah, he is 14th right now.
Yeah.
14th in betting favorite.
Yeah.
Put your money on him
I'm
right now.
not
You're gonna
saying
win a shit ton if he actually gets it.
Yeah, I should ask a Magic 8 Ball if that's going to happen there.
Yeah. Are you sticking with Austin Reeves, or that was just like an
Yes,
impulse to take?
Austin is averaging 15, 5, and 4 off the bench, 87% from the free throw, 35 from the three, 50 from the field. He's having a great season.
What
I don't know
about his
why.
age? Is that a factor in your thought process here?
He's 25.
Okay, I just wanted to
So
make sure, like
he's
that's
basically
because
almost
Tim
retired.
Hardaway,
You can let the
who's
old heads
averaging,
get it. That's cool.
who's averaging 18 points off the bench.
Reeves has 1 foot out the door at 25, bud.
Better than Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's not better than
Definitely
Tim
not
Hardaway
better.
Jr.
Better than Tim Hardaway Jr.
I would rather have Tim Hardaway Jr.
He's a better playmaker. He's a better defender.
The only thing Austin Reeves is good for is his nickname, AR-15. That's the only thing people like him for.
Let
Tim
me
Hardaway
make
won the
a
league
case
because
here.
of
Let
his
me make a
dad.
case. So last year as a starter in 30.3 minutes, Tim Hardaway comes out and he's shooting for 14.5 points a game, 3.5 and 1.8. Okay. All his percentages, all his numbers look almost identical to last year, except points per game. He's averaging 4 more points, literally going from starter, going to the bench. He's embraced the six-man role. He comes off and he gets to play with the second unit. He gets the primary shots with the second unit, and he's improved in value. Like, if that's not six-man with like almost identical minutes and other stats and everything else, all things equal, off the bench, it looks much improved. Like, it just feels and it smells like six-man of the year candidacy.
Who do you have?
I said Tim Hardaway, but my dark horse for who I want end the season, I know we weren't doing that, was Jaime Jaquez. I just like him.
I have him up there for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that.
Wemby, Chet, Jaime.
Yeah, I think I would go that.
Impact. Yeah, he's got a big impact for his team. I could see that.
Or Chet, Wemby, Jaime.
It's 1A, 1B.
I
say
really don't
Chet
know
has the
who's
edge
gonna
right
win.
now. I think Chet has the lead right now.
I do too, but everybody's list is Wemby. I mean, we all know why.
That's just because they want him to be the face of the league when LeBron retires. But Rookie of the Year, if we want to talk about that real quick, like we said earlier for the MVP with Shed, the impact. Lottery to second seed, and you guys, they've only got Casey Wallace, Chet, and they've developed. I think Chet's going to run away with it by end of the season, but in betting odds, I think they're going to still keep it close with Victor just for the hype, to keep the hype up. What I would be mad about if they did like the co-rookie of the years.
You'd be mad about
again?
That?
Yeah.
I think that's interesting. I think that's the only way Chet gets a piece of it is if they split it.
That's just wild, but that's how the NBA works.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Chet's had a way bigger impact. We talked about it earlier with Defensive Player of the Year and then with the Shai Gilgeous MVP conversation. Chet's impact has been crazy, and the numbers aren't too far off between Wembanyama and Chet. Like, I think it needs to be more of a discussion. But like y'all also mentioned, I don't think the league is going to allow Wembanyama to not at least have a share of the Rookie of the Year because of like the potential, the PR and the promotion of the league and stuff like that. So. Yeah, but if Chet's going to get it, it's going to be a split.
Yeah. I guess I agree with that.
I don't think it'll be a split, but I think it's always going to be close.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think they're going to do co. I just don't. I think it's so stupid. They should just take it out. I mean, if anything, Chet isn't technically a rookie, so I guess I'd give it to Wemby.
Technically is. You're not a rookie because you're drafted. You're a rookie because you played.
He's
It doesn't matter the age of when you were drafted. He got hurt before a season started. It's a regular season award.
They've been
We've
doing
already
that.
said it,
They've been doing that for
and
years. Didn't they do that with
never played
Embiid?
a game. They did it with Simmons.
Simmons, that's who it was, a Sixer.
If you don't play a game, you're still a rookie. You haven't
No,
played
I
your
know. I'm
rookie
just saying
season.
he's had development. I mean, he's seen it. He's been playing alongside.
Wembanyama has played pro basketball in a different country. Chet hasn't played pro until this year. What, he started practicing with pro players at the end of last season because he was injured? He wasn't out on the court all the time. He was injured. He physically couldn't play.
Crazy just compared the Euro League to the NBA. It's insane.
I mean, Luka was one to say that it's harder than NBA.
Said it.
Got to be
What
some
does that
kind of
mean?
credibility around it when an
Rondé Hollis
MVP
Jefferson
candidate
looks like
says it.
Kobe.
You're really
Rondé Hollis Jefferson looks like Kobe. Literally. Look it up. Go watch him play.
Is he even playing the EuroLeague?
Yes.
He's playing the EuroLeague. I thought dude was playing in Thailand.
Look.
I think Burrow's playing in Thailand with Dwight Howard.
Right,
we're on to fact check this one. Where Rondé Hollis Jefferson is.
Ooh,
Why? Because you saw one highlight video? What are his stats over there?
Nah, it's my uncle.
It's not your uncle.
Yeah,
Don't start lying to
Shout
the
out Killian
podcast.
Hayes. Shout out Killian Hayes.
Oh, what an
Sucks.
awful shout out.
Shout out my cousin, Chris Bosch.
Do we have I'm super interested in this next one, Coach of the Year. I really want to hear what y'all have to say about this because I don't think we're going to agree on this one at all.
I'm got to vote.
Have a vote? Dom, have you thought about it?
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know half the coaches' names. Sometimes I'd be seeing reports and I'm like, I don't even know who this dude is.
I put Nick up there for sure. I put Nick up there. Nick Nurse. Sorry.
No.
How did you?
I still want it. Oh, I knew that, but I thought that was gonna be like another shot at like the Eagles and say like Nick Sirianni or something.
Can you make a case for Nick Nurse?
I mean,
I couldn't.
Why?
Because like we're the 3rd seed. What did we finish last year? 3 or 4?
Yeah, but you lost James Harden, who was a vital piece, in my opinion.
Yeah, and we got Batum. Like, why is Batum in?
You guys technically got worse, but you're playing better.
Yeah,
in my opinion. So
it's more. We're playing more team basketball.
I never liked Doc Rivers.
No one
I think
did.
getting Nick Nurse helped a lot, like a lot.
He helps embrace the team role.
Like they got on paper they got worse, but realistically, in my opinion, again they got better. That's why I think Nick Nurse could be up there for it.
It's hard for me to say like Coach of the Year for the midseason award. I would either say Thunder coach or Timberwolves coach.
Mark Dagnall.
Yeah, I told you I don't know the names of coaches. I don't even know who the Timberwolves coach is, if I'm being honest with you. It could be Lloyd Pierce for all I care. I got him. For mid-season only. I can't pick a coach of the year really until the end of the year to see the impact that a coach has done through the year.
It is hard. I think you have to look at a couple things.
Too.
You look at quality of roster. You look at current standings, right? I mean, there's storylines around some of them. I personally, I don't mind the Nick Nurse pick. I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, technically on paper they got worse with getting rid of James Harden and pretty much putting like a retirement home around Maxey and Embiid, right? And they're still 3rd seed. Like, okay, yeah, I think Nick Nurse deserves a lot of credit. I think we all knew that he was already a quality coach coming from Toronto, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not mad at that pick. But personally, I think I'm going to go with the old Mavericks coach and Rick Carlisle. The dude.
Yeah,
I've always been a Rick Carlisle guy. I never wanted to move on from him. He's a genius. He's a defensive genius. And the one criticism that a lot of Mavericks fans had of Rick Carlisle was he doesn't work well with his younger players, right? He doesn't develop young talent. Well, they threw him over there in Indiana where all they had was young talent. And then traded for Halliburton, and all those guys have just flourished around it. And they're also, one of the better defensive teams, not only in the Eastern Conference but in the NBA because of it. I think now, and I fact checked earlier. I said they were in the 6th seed. They're actually tied for the 6th seed with the Heat. I think technically the Heat have the tiebreaker, which makes them the 7th seed, but they're only a half game out of 4th place with the Cavaliers, and they're only 2.5 games behind the Sixers in third, right? So we have that
Cavaliers
young
are
of a
dealing with
roster,
injury.
right? So the Halliburton injury, obviously, right? The Siakam trade should increase, opportunities for Rick Carlisle to win this. So we're going to have opportunities to climb those standings a little bit more, right? Because he fits into what they do perfectly over there. We talked about last time we did an NBA podcast. It was high pace of play, right? Siakam runs the floor like a gazelle. That dude's just ready to like be in transition all the time. They're one of the top defensive teams in the league, right? Rick Carlisle does that awesome. Siakam's going to slot in as a switch army knife on the defensive end. That guy can rotate down to the rim. He can switch almost anybody in the league. Like, they're only going to get better, and I'm interested to see the way that Carlisle uses him and just pads his time a little bit until Halliburton returns.
I have a hot take for that Rick Carlisle real quick. Can he really be coach of the year? I don't think so. Only for the fact that what you said, it doesn't seem like he's developing. Like, can we really place Tyrese Halliburton's explosion to the league on Rick Carlisle? Or is that just Tyrese Halliburton wanting to be better?
I mean, you can ask the question, and it's a fair question, but
Because Benedict Mathurin looks worse this year.
Right, but you can't rule it out because we don't know. Halliburton could have just taken the step, right? But he wasn't the same player as he was on the Kings. Like, he was still good in Sacramento, don't get me wrong. But moving over to Indiana, I mean, there's a question there. It's like, is that opportunity or is it actual coach-player relationship and development? We don't really know, but you can't just rule it out off like a hunch, And so I think both the player and the coach in this situation deserve credit. Like, we gave Halliburton his credit in the MVP candidacy, and I think we have to do the same thing for Coach of the Year candidacy for Rick Carlisle.
I don't know. I just don't like the Pacers. I just don't like the yellow. I don't like the
yellow.
And they're doing Benedict Mathurin dirty over there.
I don't know. We may see him move.
Don't like somebody
Free
that
Benedict.
Likes Pacers.
Free Benedict.
Free Benedict.
That's an awesome transition into the next topic, isn't it?
Yeah, we got the trade deadline.
Trade deadline. Yeah. Does anyone have any big
Free
names?
Benedict.
Free Benedict.
Hopefully Benedict Mathurin.
All right. Enough Benedict. But speaking of, again, trade deadline, I have seen that Milwaukee Bucks are among multiple teams who are registering interest in trading for Atlanta Hawks star DeJounte Murray.
The Lakers also.
Bro, the Lakers are in every trade.
Yeah,
I don't care about them.
I don't know how much we can look into the Lakers.
There was an actual proposal. There's the actual proposal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
do you know what it is?
That, yeah, I'll tell you.
I'd be interested to hear what the actual assets were.
It was like D'Lo,
Jalen Hood-Schifino, 2029 first-round pick, and an additional draft comp.
Yeah.
Just for DeJounte straight up. It's a bad trade, in my opinion.
4.
So I'm looking at the DeJounte Murray rumors, and I'm seeing 5 teams emerge as potential suitors. I'm going to name the 5 teams. I want you guys to tell me who you think is most likely to get it and who would be the best fit. Okay, the 5 teams are, we've already named some of them. So the New York Knicks, the LA Lakers, the Detroit Pistons, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Miami Heat. I don't know why the Pistons are in the mix for Murray, because they're like not even close to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
I saw that. I don't know.
I'd say best fit is Lakers or Sixers.
Yeah. Dom, who do you got?
I'd say Bucks.
Bucks. Yeah, I mean, like, he could fill that Drew Holiday void,
right?
Right?
To tell you why? There you go.
Yeah.
But what would their proposal be?
Probably like a Bobby Portis-esque Pat Connaughton picks trade. I don't know.
Yeah, but if they get like Bobby Portis would be a big departure for them.
Yeah, but
it sounds stupid.
Bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have Giannis. Then you're relying a lot more on Brook Lopez come playoff time. And Damian Lillard, he's been playing streaky this year. I mean, he hit the game winner and then like shoots horrible the other night against I forget the team they were playing the other night, but he was pooping the bed. Without Giannis. Yeah, without Giannis, he was like really just pissing down his leg all night. He was scared.
Yeah,
Who else do we got?
I'm interested in your Bucks proposal for sure. But I think there might be better value for the position that they're looking for. Because if we sit here and we evaluate the Bucks roster, we're talking about Giannis as far as like points per game and like ball share and stuff like that. We've got Giannis. You've obviously got Lillard. Those guys are going to take the majority of the shots. You've got Chris Middleton, who's still playing well, right? And then fourth would come DeJounte Murray, who's now kind of emerged as like a scoring option since he moved from Spurs to Atlanta. I want to say he's averaging about 20 to 21 points. I just don't know that they need that points. I think they're looking for perimeter defenders. And I say that to segue to the next candidate coming
DeJounte
from
Murray is a good defender.
Yeah, really
right,
good
right.
defender.
But his value is going to be way higher than just some 3-and-D guy or something because of the 20+ points.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right. So I'm saying other potential options for him could come from the Chicago Bulls looking to pretty much blow up their team at the trade deadline is what I'm hearing from the rumors. A lot of
Yeah,
people are
of course.
reporting that
Caruso.
Levine, DeMar DeRozan, and Caruso are all available, and Andre Drummond as well, on like a lighter note, Drummond. But specific to this conversation, Caruso. A lot of teams, I imagine all contending teams will be interested in Caruso.
Yeah, you can always use a good good defender. No
Lakers
matter
might
what.
get him, right, guys?
I bet they do. They missed out on him. They let him go.
Big time.
For sure, for sure.
Where do you want to see Caruso going? Like what contender? Like maybe the Bucks for him?
Yeah, I mean, like what I just said, I think the Bucks would take him, and he's like a better value for trade assets.
I could see him going to the Nuggets
Nuggets is kind
to
of a dark
replace
horse one.
KCP. He's a better defender than KCP.
I would love to see Caruso.
I don't like that.
I would love to see him in Miami. I think that's a perfect fit for a perimeter defender of his caliber. I think
They need a one more than anything.
They need to score.
They need a true one.
but that's the culture in Miami is defense, right? The culture's
Yeah, but
always
they
been
don't
defense in Miami.
score.
I mean,
They need a point guard. They just can't have Fat Butt Lowry out there.
then maybe Miami needs to be the ones that are knocking on the door for DeJounte Murray, because I think he fits all of
because
those
you get your
things.
defender, you get your
true.
you get your grit and grind scorer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know. Has that even been a rumor? DeJounte Murray to the Heat?
He's not listed on the potential. Oh yeah, he is. I'm sorry, he is on the.
I'll say I feel like the
suitors.
Heat don't ever seem like they're really in trade rumors. The Dame one was only because Dame said he wants to go there, but I don't feel like I've ever heard them say like, "Oh, the Heat are looking to get Anthony Davis at the trade deadline," or like they've always been like a homegrown type of team.
They like the Gabe Vincents, the Caleb Martins.
Yeah,
like,
Max
for no
Strus.
reason. Yeah.
Okay, so
Dr.
I'm
Seuss.
gonna throw another name out. This one's specific to. I mean, it can be Miami. Obviously, you said they need scoring. This player apparently was originally stated as untouchable, but apparently there are some GMs and NBA executives that are saying that they've contacted this organization about this player, and now he seems way less untouchable than he was. I'm talking
Can I take
about,
a guess before?
Yeah, please.
Trae Young.
No.
Oh.
No. Big white boy.
Big white boy. Derek White.
Oh,
What?
no.
Yo,
Domino's.
Kevin Herter.
No. Laurie Markkinen. Laurie Markkinen in Utah. They're saying that there's
I saw a
opportunity there to
report.
move him.
I saw a report that the Dallas Mavericks wanted to draft him because he looked like Dirk, and they reminded him of Dirk. They only said that because he's a white dude with long hair.
Yeah, well,
He
we
is,
love
I mean-
our white players in Dallas for whatever reason. Seems to be the culture. I don't know what it is.
If he went there, I wouldn't hate that for him.
Dallas,
I'm really a big fan of Laurie Markkinen.
Laurie's great. I just don't think he's what we need in Dallas right now. I brought him up because
No,
the
he really
conversation
isn't.
was originally Miami with the defensive culture, but needs scoring, right? So we talk about DeJounte Murray filling that role. What would Laurie Markkinen look in a place like Miami?
I'd like him on the Sixers for Tobias Harris.
Shocker.
For Tobias Harris.
Who
Harris.
would have thought?
But why would they
Because
do
look,
that? Why would Utah do that?
Utah do that because either this year or next year, Tobias Harris contract expires. So you get money off the books, right? We got all them picks from the Clippers. We have our own picks. We can send a boatload of picks. We get a better small forward, a better shooter, a better defender, a better everything, a better looking person, a nicer
Better-looking
person.
He looks like J.
Everything.
Cole. What the hell?
Everything is better. Everything is better. I
Yeah.
just hate Tobias Harris. He's too inconsistent.
So I could see Philly moving the draft picks that they got in the Harden deal, for example, and then like some of their own future first rounders. But what I can't see is them offloading Tobias Harris to Utah. I don't think that Utah
Harden,
would
okay.
value the expiring contract. Literally, not because organizations don't value extra money. Of course they do. But we're talking about an upcoming free agent market that's just not very hot. Like we're just not expecting a whole lot of like big names to pop into the free agent market. And even if we were, Utah is not a place that people go. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they have to get traded or drafted there. People just don't choose to go to Utah. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
true.
it would have to include like just a boat ton of picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would suck to be a Utah fan.
But I mean, what is the point of getting all them picks? Because the Sixers are contenders. They're not looking to use these picks ever.
Why do they? Why Laurie Markkinen, James? Like,
Just because I hate Tobias Harris and I would love to see him move for even a bag of chips.
I mean, Laurie. Yeah, he's listed as a 3, but I mean, he could play a 4.
He's probably
okay,
more naturally a 4.
Okay, we can
More
put Uber
naturally,
at
he is
we can
the
put
3.
Uber at the 3. We can put Uber at the 3. When Melton gets healthy, we can put Melton at the 2.
Yeah.
I just
Small
hate
back-
Tobias Harris.
It's a
Free
small
Benedict.
backcourt.
Free Benedict Mathurin.
So we got a
What is
couple more
wrong with
names specific. So we can go back to Chicago here. We've been talking about Zach Levine for a long time on the trade block. It just doesn't seem
So-
like any teams are really offering what the Bulls are asking for. But around this time, towards the trade deadline, we do see teams sort of like lower their prices for some of these players because I heard it. Don't be a dick.
Oh,
They-
you did? Okay.
They lower these prices for players because they do actually want to move them and they don't want to miss opportunities to obtain the assets from other teams, right? So now that we're kind of in a place where we're getting close to the deadline, where do you think a guy like Zach Levine or DeMar DeRozan could potentially end up?
Mark can go anywhere and they're contending, I bet. But why?
That's where I see
Which
them.
one? Which one? No.
Zach
Which
Levine.
one? Okay.
I love
'Cause-
DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan's a great
The
scorer.
Bulls are better without Zach Levine. He seems like a poor man's James Harden because of his ego. If that makes sense to people.
How old
He
is Zach
scores-
now? 26, 27? Something like
I
that?
think he's
27.
28.
28?
Probably
27,
28.
Okay,
He's
so
up there.
he's still got some time left. That kind of leaves him wide open to be moved in like different places. DeMar is like 32, 33.
He's 28 and he turns 29 in 2 months.
DeMar's like 33, 34.
Yeah. So DeMar would have to go to a place that's like, we want to win right now.
Let me guess. The Lakers.
The
No.
Lakers are always in the mix, right?
Nah, I'm just saying.
I mean, they're
Oh,
a big
sorry,
media
sorry.
market.
Sorry. Then the Knicks.
I that's another name on, or another team on the list. I've got 3 teams interested in him from rumors, and it's LA. You've already named 2 of them: LA, the Knicks, and Miami. It could be another
I was gonna Oh my
place where
God.
you know you send
It's
a
not e-
scorer over there and they solve their scoring problem in Miami.
But it's not even like a shock to hear all these names always in the mix. They're a big media market.
Hmm.
One, I could see DeMar going to the Lakers before anywhere else. He's from
I could-
Compton. He's from California. If anything, he wants to be home. He's getting older. He can sign maybe an extension where it's not that much money. He can stay with the team with LeBron and AD. They can try to win something in between, and he just ends his career there.
I could actually see that. I could also see the Heat. No, sorry. I couldn't see the Heat.
They got Hami
Why?
Hackett. Where are they gonna run him?
No, not because of that. They
Uh,
have no space. You can have Jimmy Butler and DeMar DeRozan on the court at the same time. Neither of them can shoot the 3.
and then with Tyler Hero with no playmaking bag.
Yeah,
You
none
just
of
had them
them-
on the
Yeah.
court at that point.
Jimmy tries to pass.
Yeah,
Tries.
I mean that's always the
I
key
don't
word.
know. And then the Knicks. I mean,
They don't need DeMar.
I just don't think they.
What are you gonna do? Move OG to the bench? Start him
Put
at the 3.
Put him at the 2.
Then who's at your 3? OG.
No, have him at the 2. Are you
And
lost?
what?
Jalen
I
Brunson,
He's just
was.
processing
OG.
I
that.
was. I
Like
was.
Jalen Brunson, OG, DeMar, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
Why
Scandal.
is
but
that so hard?
I don't know. I just
Say
feel like
some
they
dumb
need
shit.
to.
I'm gonna freak out.
I just want them to have Dante or Josh Hart starting and have
For what?
OG in there.
Why? Tell me why.
Well, Josh Hart for defensive purposes.
Okay, OG for defensive purposes.
Okay, there we
Mitchell
go.
Robinson for defensive
All right,
purposes.
Dante's a better shooter than DeMar. 3-point
Who's a
shooter.
better scorer?
They have scores on the team.
Not like DeMar Derozan. Jalen Brunson's not a better scorer than DeMar
Jalen
Derozan.
Brunson is a way better scorer.
Can we drag him out?
Jalen Brunson.
Paul, are
Paul's
you
agreeing.
agreeing?
I do
Paul's
agree.
agreeing.
Right now in their careers, Brunson is a better scorer, in my opinion.
Also,
Got 41, 8, and 8. What are you gonna say? He's a little thumb.
Like
He
DeMar
is.
DeMar has a better aspect, like one better aspect to his offensive game than Brunson does. Like he's very obviously a way better mid-range shooter than Brunson, although Brunson's not bad, right? But playmaking, getting to his spots with a handle, 3-point shots, right?
on.
Getting to the
Hold
rim
on.
and then bringing a defense in and kicking it out and
No.
running the offense.
No.
Brunson
No.
kind of destroys DeMar in a bunch of categories.
No. Brunson doesn't play make. Why would you ever say that?
Brunson doesn't play make is a crazy take.
Like 5
He's
assists.
played.
Bro,
He's doing a lot better.
but
this
you
year.
don't. Okay, so when you have high usage rate point guards like that, they break down the defense. What do we get a lot of? We get a lot of hockey assists. You didn't get direct credit for that, right?
You really just did.
You like that?
That's good.
Alright.
That's what a good
A pass
playmaker
to
is.
a pass to assist is still a stat.
And hockey,
But it
Yeah.
should
No, in
it should
2K.
be a stat in the NBA. It should be more prevalent stat in the NBA.
I do think.
You're saying he's not a playmaker. He's averaging 6.5 assists,
Okay.
and his career average is 4.5. It's gone up.
Okay.
He's becoming a playmaker. They're also getting better. They're getting better. Before it's just him and Julius Randle, and they relied on Dante DiVincenzo to make his threes just because they went to Villanova together.
Let's get DeMar.
Mara, no, he's not the fit for them. I just don't think he's a fit for them. That's why. I'm not saying DeMar's bad. I just don't think DeMar's the right fit for the Knicks to help them win. I think
So,
it just keeps him stagnant.
Only LA.
I don't know. He's an older
'cause-
guy.
Again, they need shooting too. He does not have at all.
I only said LA because he's a home.
Yeah, I get
it's
that,
a hometown trade. That's it.
If we're saying LA, then yeah, to the Knicks.
I don't
Yeah,
know where
so
I don't know where I'd want DeMar.
I don't either. You
He
probably
can
want him
stay
in
on
Philly.
Chicago.
You want him
No.
in Philly. Wait, or
No.
we can send him to
3-team
do it.
trade this.
do
3-team
it,
trade
do
this.
it, do the sound. Send him to the
Oh, you're talking about sending him to
They can't hear the sound on mine, so they're not going to be able to hear.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
sorry
just
You
gonna
guys.
be a
could have
dumb
told
thing.
us that. Like,
Sorry.
uh,
We'll get the
Me and
soundboard
Dom
working
just
for next
listen to-
episode.
the Guangdong Tigers.
yeah, because
Learn Chinese, DeMar, or go to LA and
So,
suffer.
The last I've got a handful of players here, but they're only really rumored to one team, which happens to be the Dallas Mavericks. I feel like I have to touch on these guys.
Look at this guy. He just wants
Pause.
to be happy
Fine.
about Dallas. He just wants to be happy.
it's gonna be
I
someone
do,
so
but
trash doing
these
hate.
are somewhat realistic. Okay, I've heard these names floated
Like
around,
Clayton
right?
Jackson.
So I'm going to go
Clayton
with the first one is Jeremy Grant from Portland. Jeremy Grant getting moved to Dallas. Dallas was in the mix with the Siakam deal. Obviously, they went with Indy, but we're still looking for some sort of defensive forward that can guard multiple positions to help us. Grant
Not really a
averaging 21 a
defender.
game at this point, 7'2" wingspan, good high energy defensive dude, absolute stud of an athlete. I think Jeremy
But
Grant,
he's not really a defender though.
but he's long and lengthy and guards multiple positions. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing. Right? Like a lot of people outside of the Mavericks organization, back when we had Dorian Finney-Smith, didn't consider him a great defender, but he was an awesome defender for us just because of his ability to switch like everything. Right? 6'8" dude, long wingspan. I think you have something really similar with Jeremy Grant, and on top of that, you add a scorer to it. I think that fits the bill perfectly. The next in line, which is probably a little less realistic, but still a possibility, would be Wiggins out of Golden State. I haven't heard his name a whole lot in trade rumors, but I
did you hear
keep
this
seeing
at?
him in the Dallas articles, man.
I heard a team. The
Who?
Shanghai Sharks
The
wanted them.
We can't keep doing this to Shanghai.
No, the
I
other
don't
one was
know.
Guangdong.
Oh,
And then
no, my
Thailand.
bad. My fault.
It's gonna be Guangdong Tigers versus the Shanghai Sharks. Andrew Wiggins versus the Demar Derozan for the championship.
Zach Levine though.
Zach Levine. Oh, he can go play like. He can go play
Thailand
for
with
like.
Rondé. Thailand with Rondé.
No, he can go play for like Real Madrid or something.
Damn.
Take him and his ego there.
Damn.
The last one, since they seem to be also kind of like the interest in moving DeJounte Murray among other assets in Atlanta,
We don't say Dallas.
well, leads me to believe that veteran big men are still on the block in Atlanta. I'm talking more so about Capella. Yeah.
Good.
I think
That's a
Capella would
really
be
good
perfect
pick,
in
though.
Dallas. I think there are some
That's
teams
a
that are
really
looking
good
for some
pick.
veteran mentorship in that spot. Guy can still be a double machine, can still push
Yeah.
2.5 blocks a game, I think. I think
Oh,
Capella
I
would
have
be
a
perfect
question
in
for
Dallas
you.
and other places.
I have a question for you, Paul.
Oh boy.
If you were to get Capella, or you get like a true center, right? Would you want Derek Lively to come off the bench, or would you want Derek Lively to run the four?
I think
Oh, bench.
so. Lively, okay. So this is actually an interesting conversation right here. Personally,
Oh, it's not.
Lively should come if we get Capella. Lively should come off the bench, right? He still should be a 20 to 25 minute guy, but he needs to come off the bench. Lively's been awesome for us, but the only part of the big reason he's been awesome for us is because we don't have an actual center on the roster except for him, and we just need centers to play. So if you put Capella in there, one of the things that Capella has over Lively is like he's actually built out, like he's got his grown man frame. Lively's still
Who's your
just a
guys'
kid.
starting four?
Right now we got Maxi Kleba back, so
Then
should be
why don't you
Maxey.
put him? Then why don't you just put Derek Lively at the four?
What is the spacing, James?
The Derek
We need
Lively at the
spacing.
four conversation
What
is
is Maxi
interesting.
Kleber gonna do?
He can shoot.
Maxi's
He's a
an
bomb.
underrated defender, and he can shoot. I don't know how he's going to look because he's been gone from injury for a long time now at this point. So we'll see what he looks like. But the
What's that
Derek
affect his
Lively
shoot?
at the 4
A
spot is interesting
Maximilian.
because
Maximilian.
when he came out in the draft, everyone looked at his Duke footage and they're all like, okay, dude never shot a 3. He's like a grinded out old school, athlete, switch on defense type of center, right? But in high school, when Derek Lively was like the number 1 ranked prospect in the US for a good portion of time, there's plenty
Derek
of highlights
Lively
of
went
him
to
jacking
Westtown.
threes and making them, dude, and making like 5 or
Derek
6
Lively
threes
went
a
to
game.
Westtown. Shout out Westtown. That's in PA.
So
Got Anthony Simons too.
my point with
IMG.
that is to say Lively could potentially be able to stretch the floor, but it's just not being utilized that way. I don't know if that warrants him being able to be on the same court with Capella at the same time, but it means there is a chance that it could happen.
I mean, yeah.
It looks like you guys got Derek Jones starting. Hasn't Derek Jones been starting at the 4?
Yeah, because Cleveland's been hurt for so long.
So
I still think he should start, but
what happened to Project Grant?
Jeremy Grant,
No, Grant Williams.
he's
You
been
guys
good.
gave him a bag.
He's been good for
But
us.
why is he on the bench? I feel like you guys paid him to be a starter, not a bench guy.
He plays a lot of minutes. He plays like 25 to 30 minutes a night. He's been awesome. And he's one of those guys, he's got a strap on him, right? So he's going to shoot the ball. He's going to shoot the ball anywhere between 5 to 8 times.
Pause.
5 to 8
Pause.
3-pointers a game. Big pause. Right?
wait, who's your starting 5?
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Please don't. Please don't.
Who's your starting 5?
It changes every night. Sometimes Dwight
Luka,
Powell's in there, which
Kyrie.
makes me.
Who's your 3? It's not
Last
Josh.
game,
I mean, it's
Hardaway
usually
started.
Grant Williams.
Last game
Last time I checked, Grant Williams was the starting 3.
That's what I thought.
against the Mavericks, against the Lakers the other night, it went Luka, Kyrie, Hardaway, Derek Jones, Lively.
Mm-hmm.
The game before,
We're a veteran team, so sometimes people get sat for rest and stuff like that, right? So, like, they don't have to
Yeah.
be on the injury list.
Old heads. Like
old
your
dudes,
age.
old dudes like old teams. That's what they say. That's what they say. Here we
Anyway.
go.
That's
Turn
all.
for
That's all I
cussing.
have for trade market names. It'll
right.
be interesting the next couple weeks to see how that all pans out.
And then, do we have anything for the All-Star break? Anyone?
I don't. You know what I want to look up right now? I'm interested to see the dunk contest and the 3-point contest. participants for this year.
I know Jaime Jaquez is doing the dunk contest. That shit is horrible.
Wait, actually,
Yeah.
I
Can
did
he
not
get
know.
up?
How
I
did
don't
I
think
not
I've
know
ever
that?
seen him do anything.
I've never seen him dunk.
He can probably do like a 2-hand reverse. Like a basic one on like
I think
2K.
that's gonna win it. So the 3-point contest. Okay, so in the skills challenge, they have the only confirmed player is Victor Wembanyama. So they're still filling
Of
that
course.
out. Yeah.
Just because he's 17-7.
The 3-point contest is unannounced, so it says TBD. But the slam dunk contest, there's only 2 people in it right now, and it's Mac McClung and Jaime Jaquez.
Mac
So,
McClung's gonna win it.
it's so crazy to me that Mac McClung is
They're
in
just-
there because he plays for the Osceola Magic. Like,
G League.
and I didn't know they could be
Paul,
in the.
the dunk
last
contest
year,
is
last
so
year.
bad. The dunk contest is so bad. They're pulling up Mac McClung from the G League.
That's crazy.
They're
dude.
just they're fine. Look, so they got Jaime Jaquez, they got Mac McClung. They just got to find 2 other fillers so Mac McClung can beat them. No matter who you put in there, Mac McClung's winning unless it's like prime Aaron Gordon and prime Zach Levine.
It-
You know who should be in the 3-point contest?
Chat.
No,
Benedict Mathurin.
Grant Williams, because he's a strap on him.
He does have a strap on him. You know what they should do? They should just put Victor Wembanyama in literally every event.
Everything.
Everything.
Dunk contest.
They should. I mean,
He
that's what they want to
he
do. They
should-
might as well do it.
He should be the starting point guard for the All-Star team on the Eastern Conference.
Why not?
Just because
Yeah.
Halliburton's injured. Like he's the filler.
Maybe
He
this
actually
is
did-
maybe
He
this is
actually
kind of like,
did come out and say he will run point guard.
yeah. Well, when your actual point guard is Siakam, I guess that's how you feel. Anybody's better than him at that point. Do
I
we have
agree.
any
Y'all
other
got
topics
anything
we
else?
wanted to talk that we wanted to speak on, or
I don't got nothing.
I think we should wait for more of the final votes to come out so we can talk about, who made the team and who should have made the team and who shouldn't have made the team.
I have one more thing actually. Rest in peace, Warriors assistant coach.
yeah, man.
RIP that guy.
Mentored my boy Yoke, so gotta show some love out to
Dramatic
him.
during a team dinner, bro. That's so wild.
Yeah, that is.
I understand
yeah.
why they've been canceling all the games. Like that is not something you can just watch and then, all right, I'm gonna go perform at a high rate at my job tonight.
I know what you mean.
Can't. Plus, with traveling, like with family, like seeing somebody die, you just want to be with family.
Yeah.
So definitely rest in peace to that guy. He seemed like a great like culture guy for not even just the Warriors, just the league in general. I know a lot of the
Right.
the European and the
Yeah.
foreigner players definitely did love him.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think that's a beautiful way to end it.
Yeah. We've got James's Philadelphia Eagles offseason deep dive take coming soon, right?
Here we go.
Yeah, we had the Mavericks
will
one.
be- that's
I
in the
imagine our
works
Philly
right there.
base didn't appreciate that video very much, but maybe they'll appreciate James's a little bit more.
Right.
I know we appreciated the Flyers beating Dallas last night. I know that.
Yeah, that was tough.
All
Dude,
right.
after the
Hockey, shout out
first
hockey.
period, you guys had 20 shots on net to our 1, bro. I couldn't believe it. Nardone was texting me constantly. It was an awful experience.
Who is that?
The other guy, he's been on here once or twice, whatever.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget to smash the like button. All right. Peace and love, everybody. Have a good night.
Sorry for all my sus takes.